So Megan Park started as an actor who made her directorial debut a couple years ago with a film called The Fallout. Maybe some of you saw it at South by, yeah? Please join me in welcoming for her Sundance debut, Megan Park.
I want to thank our amazing producers, Indian Paintbrush and Lucky Chap, Making a Dream. And to our cast who's here tonight, and just everyone. And amazing crew members who are here today. I really just wanted to make a movie that felt like an escape for everybody, and a movie that was nostalgic and it was full of love. So I really just want to invite you guys to get out of the snow for a second, take a trip with us, and relive that magical last summer at home. So I hope you enjoy the show.
Congratulations, Megan.
It's too Canadian to take that. Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to bring some more folks to the stage. We're going to recognize all of them. Come on up, Maisie Stella, Aubrey Plaza, Maddie Ziegler, Therese Brooks, Maria Lucia, Percy Hines White, Carter Pizzola, and Seth Isaac Johnson. Step on up to that blue line so we can all see you and your picture is being taken. Hi, everyone. Megan, I think they liked your movie. Congratulations again. A few questions from me, and then we're going to ask you to share in this moment. Megan, you told me backstage a little earlier that this is a film that you wrote a couple years ago, is that right? Remind me of the sequence.
Yeah, I wrote it pretty quickly after The Fallout, which was my first movie, and on the heels of South by, I met with Lucky Chap and just kind of on like a general meeting. And they were like, do you have any other ideas? And I soft pitched them the log line for this, which was a little insane. But they were like, we love it, and sort of developed it. And once we started working on it, we wrote the script. I wrote the script and we were up within a year, which was pretty crazy. So it happened quickly.
So you had the idea, obviously, before that meeting. Did it come from a specific time or place, or was it something that had been kind of...
Everything that happened really happened. I think, yeah, I was home after making The Fallout. I was in Canada. I was feeling super nostalgic and just kept thinking about this idea, which is in a scene in the movie of like, oh, there was a time when you went out and did something, like play pretend with your friends, and then you just never did it again, and it made me really emotional. So it kind of started with that thought and being home, and I also really wanted to immerse myself in like a really joyful film, and something that had a lot of heart, hopefully, and made other people feel nostalgic for an easier, simpler time in their life, because life can be hard and shitty sometimes. I wanted to just have sort of a bit of an escape with the film.
Great. Maisie and Aubrey, and really to everybody on the cast, but I'm going to start with the two of you. Tell us about maybe a first conversation or early conversations that you had with Megan.
Oh, I started talking to Megan pretty early on, and when I read the script, I was like immediately so attached to it in like a very scary way to be attached to a script like that. I have like learned how to not get attached, but this one was like, it was out of my control. So yeah, we talked a lot about the script and about, you know, being young and figuring out your sexuality, and like she's so open always to like, it was very collaborative on working with like young adults, that she wanted it to feel very genuine and very real, and I think it did because of your openness to that.
And I met Maisie because Maisie wrote an amazing song with her sister Lennon for my last movie. So we were familiar with her through Maddie and stuff. But I was thrilled when she came in. I was like, oh, she's the perfect Elliot.
And Megan, tell us about Aubrey. Aubrey, tell us about Megan.
I got a call that Aubrey had read the script and she wanted to FaceTime while I was on the jet ski. So I was like, get off the jet ski. And then I ran up to my cabin. I think I still had my life jacket on.
I think you did.
Yeah, and we started FaceTiming. But I think Aubrey was my dream person for this role. Maisie and I were such fangirls, and instead of focusing on like who looks exactly like Maisie, and I took a step back and I was like, who do I love for this character? Who can I see playing this? Who's gonna kill it? Who has the same energy?
Look at our hair tonight. We're really putting our hair on. We talk about this.
You know what I mean? And then I was just lucky that she liked the script and wanted to do it.
Well, I saw Megan's movie, The Fallout, and I thought it was really, really good. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. It was amazing. And I think you were in a life vest, and I remember you were just like, it's gonna be chill. I think you used that word a couple times. Megan is the only director I've ever worked with that's jet skied to work. I've never seen this before.
I picked Aubrey up for our first dinner in a paddle boat.
That's right. She paddled over me, and I sat there for a while just staring at her, just instant. It took a long time to me. I was like, what have I got myself into? And I felt like, this is right. There was something about, I don't know, Megan's amazing. There was just something about her, and the script, obviously, but I love the spirit of the movie, and I love the story, and I think Maisie's incredible, and it would all just made sense to me. My old ass, I was like, I'm in.
Megan, it's such a terrific ensemble of performers, of actors. Congratulations to all of you. Welcome to Sundance. Megan, tell us about...
I think they're so amazing. It all came together pretty quickly, honestly. Like, it's just a vibe check, you know? Everybody. Maddie and I obviously knew each other. Carice, actually, I was a fan of her dance, and I followed her on Instagram, and we had read a lot of people, and I reached out. I was like, do you act? I feel like you would just kill it. And she did. It's also her first movie, which is insane. And same with the rest of our cast. They were all just lovely humans who responded to the script. Carter had a viral video in Toronto. He was like the snow shoveling kid who was like complaining in the news about wishing he was at school on a snow day, which I didn't know until after I cast him, but full of personality. Seth is a dream, Maria's a dream, and Percy was amazing. We sent him this great tape, and I remember in his slate it like panned down, he was all dressed up, but he didn't have any socks or shoes on. And I was like, that's such a Chad move. I was like, I think he's the one. And once we got everybody together, the chemistry was so amazing, and I just was like, these are my peeps.
To whoever wants to jump in, tell us about what drew you to it. Tell us about connecting with Megan and the script.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. It's alright. It's alright. It's in my face now. Yeah. So pretty much we started. I don't know. So it started. How I met Megan was, I don't really check Instagram for because it gives me a bit of anxiety, because just scrolling gives me like a lot of like doomsday vibes. And I remember I just randomly like checked one day and I saw like a blue check mark and I was like, oh shit, who's this? And then it was Megan. I was like, oh, and I think I was like with my friend at the time. I was like, should I like DM her? And she was like, don't do it. She's gonna unfollow you. And I was like, if she unfollows me, it's God's plan, to be honest. So I of course went to DM her. And I was like, you know, like, I love the Fallout, and like, hopefully I get to work with you one day, like, no pressure, of course, like, you know, let's just like vibe out and see what happens. And she was like, oh yeah, like, of course, like, it was something like that I overthought because like you didn't have any emojis, so I like overthought it. But 3 months later, I got pretty much like the audition, and then here we are. And yeah. But Megan's like, before I don't want to rap too much, but Megan for me, I feel like she came at a time where I was still in acting school, and I didn't really think that I could do it because I felt like I didn't have like the bandwidth or the emotions that I felt maybe were needed, or I didn't feel like I didn't have the mentality, like I was beating myself up so bad. So when I got the audition, I was like, well, I'm not gonna get this, like let's just have some fun. I think, can I say this? Oh, it's too late now.
Say whatever.
I took a shot. I took a shot of liquor before that.
That's good. That's fun.
Because I was like, I'm not getting it anyway, so like, let's have a party.
That's exactly what you gotta do.
Exactly. And it, you know, here we are. So like, no shots in my system, but yeah, Megan just, I don't know. I appreciate Megan seeing me, and I didn't even see myself, and it's crazy to even see who the hell that was, but it's, I don't know. I don't know if any of this makes sense. I just, okay, cool. Yes. God bless Megan, God bless America.
I'd love to hear from a couple more of you, just to get to know you a little bit, hear about your connection, your interest.
Mine was slightly different. I obviously worked with Megan before. Maisie and I have been best friends since we were 9. And so we always dreamt of doing a movie together, but I don't know if, did you know that?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh yeah.
No, I just love it.
Yeah, and yeah, we used to watch Grey's Anatomy on FaceTime and do our makeup and be like, one day we'll do that. And we did. Slightly different, no scalpels. But I actually read the script just because I knew they were going to be doing it. Megan sent it to me and I adored it, but I wasn't supposed to be attached at all. And last minute, like, what was it, like 2 weeks before filming or something? Megan was like, you want to come do it? And I was like, yes. There was not a question in my mind other than yes. So it was kind of the perfect yes. I was so happy, and to work with Maisie and Crease and everyone here is just an honor. It was an amazing time. We shared a cabin together. It was awesome.
Anyone else, or else we're gonna, yeah.
When I first met Megan, she told me I reminded her of Paul Dano. I had just watched There Will Be Blood.
Different Paul Dano.
I was concerned. But no, she was great. It was a wonderful experience, and I'm just super thankful to have been a part of it.
We're gonna look.
I think meeting Megan was really a special experience to have at my first movie, for my first film really, and it was a great experience to work with Megan and work with everyone here.
You were my favorite character in the movie, by the way. I really liked, when I read the script, how it was like a sci-fi premise, but it was like grounded and natural and like relatable. And you don't see that with like kind of that type of premise, you know, like it's like time travel, but it was just like really touching. And then when I did the screen test, it was almost like with Maisie, like it's almost like we were just having a conversation. Like I forgot I was auditioning, and she was just so natural, easy to talk to, and it was just made me feel so comfortable. And I was like, I have to be a part of that movie. And yeah, that was it. All right, compliments on the music, questions about your music choices.
The score was, the music drops were all actually Canadian artists, which we thought was kind of fun. A mix of obviously some old classics and some new artists. So just finding the right fit, and we found an amazing group of artists. And the score was also amazing, and my husband did do it.
Justin Bieber scene.
It was an intentional choice for all the reasons that you said, and it was also a piece that Maisie really connected to. When she got into that character, she had a really hard time dropping
coming out of that from me personally.
That was her best self. Then it was also like, is Justin gonna let us do this? And once he gave us the go-ahead, we were just thrilled. We leaned into it even more, and everybody was so game to just play and have fun.
Guys, Justin Bieber washed that. Justin Bieber washed that. Which makes me so ill.
But yeah. And then obviously Maisie's an incredible singer, and Teresa and Maddie are amazing dancers, so it just worked out, and it felt like it was fate that we were able to pull that off, and it was.
And the bears were coming, remember?
That was the night of the
bears.
Yeah,
They were there in the woods.
they were also there the night we were there, but we just didn't know. But we had a lot of fun, as you can imagine, shooting that night.
Aubrey, a question about you work on bigger projects. What was magical, special about this project?
Well, I think the people, I love independent films the most out of anything that I do. It's all about family. It's like you create this little community, and everyone's there for a very pure artistic reason. And that's what I like about this kind of movie. But for this movie specifically, the people. It was pretty clear to me that every one of these people was very special, and we had fun. It was like a loving, I don't know. It was my fault. It was all the things that I love best about making movies. So,
About finding the authenticity of young queerness.
I think it's all about talking to lots of people, getting lots of different experiences, doing your homework, asking people who relate to the characters how it feels to them. Does it feel real? Does it feel authentic to the experience? So I just try to be really open through every phase of it, writing it, making it, post-production, and make sure. Obviously, everyone's experience is different, but I wanted to make sure that Elliot's experience was as authentic and real as possible. So I tried to just do as much homework all the way around as possible.
yeah.
I think, furthermore, to piggyback off of that, I think it's also super important that you have people who actually kind of live the life, or at least have some type of toe in the pond, a part of it. No, there's nothing wrong with, we are acting at the end of the day, and of course that, but I think with representation, it's just so important to actually have the real deal, at least as close as possible, close to the process. And so, me personally, I identify as pansexual, Ro, and it's an honor, because I feel you never, for a queer person, especially a queer person of color, or a queer person with a disability or what have you, it's just so rare that you see yourself as they're trying to portray you on the media. So I don't know, it's just, authenticity is super important, and Megan hit that right on the head with a hammer.
Before we, what a great Sundance debut. Can we please also shout out these amazing silver shoes? Look at this. Thank you for tonight. Thank you for sharing Mild After in Sundance 2024. Congratulations.
Eric from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.